Today, are you responsible for your floor? It's ChillPoint.
It up with Clurrently awfully fast.
We could go back to Clurrently if you prefer.
You do not have to move to the Netherlands. I'm not making you do that.
But you said
We're just gonna have separate vacations.
whenever you bring up information like that, that's definitely a sign of I have to move to the Netherlands.
I'm so concerned about. I am concerned about the level of anxiety that you have. That's like when I bring it up, that you're like, "Oh no, what happens if I have to do that?" I guess I'm doing it now. Like you get there awfully fast.
Well, yeah, that's how I time travel too.
Just before we went online, Bij informed us that apparently in the Netherlands, when you rent a place, it doesn't come with a floor. You have to supply your own.
Yes.
Presumably from your previous rental, you took the floor out of.
Yes, because the person who's living there before you, when they leave, they have to take the floor with them. And if they don't take the floor with them, they might sell it to you. But if not, the landlord will charge them for demolition and removal of the floor. I know, right?
What kind of floors do you use in the Netherlands? Do you do tatami mats? Can you just get some from the local convenience store? Do you have convenience stores? There's a lot of information I need if I'm going to move to the Netherlands.
Yeah, is there like a Don Quixote where you can buy really cheap floors?
Or an IKEA?
All right. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we.
I have to take a bridge?
Working on moving to the Netherlands.
Is it like that new one where I can take the bike?
Probably.
And I cycle across.
By floor, does Beach mean the carpet? I mean the fucking floor!
Yeah.
Because that's all everyone keeps saying.
You don't
and all
understand.
the places I look, there's...
We pre-derailed the show with this conversation, and now we're doing it in the show. Oh, there are bridges in Holland. Well, that's good.
Yeah, there's lots.
Am I allowed to roller skate over the bridges? I feel like I want some kind of wheels.
I think no. Well, you have clinkers in Holland.
The fuck is a
clinker? In Holland, in the Netherlands, they use clinkers for a lot of the roads. So they use large bricks that are interlocked that have like wavy edges, and they I think most of them have wavy edges. Maybe they just are straight. They're interlocking brick that they use that to pave a lot of the roads with in cities.
So not so good for small wheels.
Yeah, I would imagine. The sidewalks you might be able to go on, because I think those might be actually paved with concrete. Or, yeah, probably with concrete.
I'm just going to get like a little kid's wagon and scoot around.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, this is my new plan.
All
the
right.
wagon can also carry the floor I have to bring with me.
Yeah.
And the plumbing, because apparently that's also a problem.
Germany. If you live in Germany and you move out, you have to take your entire kitchen with you. And that
Sorry,
is
Germany,
not
but
just
that's, I don't know.
fridge
The
and stove.
Netherlands, for some reason, I have to move to,
That's
but
all
he
the
brought
cabinets.
up Germany, and that's not true.
And the plumbing.
This is a real. This is what happens when.
Yeah.
What I assume is Bij came across an article that was like weird things in when you are in an apartment in other countries.
I don't read articles,
No,
Paul.
he was on Tumblr.
I just let memes
was
wash over
definitely
me. That's how I
reading
learn about the
Tumblr.
world. For example, nobody out there knows that when we have to move house, we do have to take our pet moose with us. You can't just leave your pet moose in the backyard.
Hey, you leave caution moose alone.
I mean, if you don't have one though, you
True.
can usually get one from the landlord.
Exactly.
Can you be really Canadian without having your own caution moose?
Because if not, where would you
Like,
get
if
milk?
But if you're coming in from if you're immigrating or something.
There's a lot of people who moved to
Yeah.
Vancouver Island who are very surprised to find out that it's like, I'm a nurse and I'm starting to do healthcare for you. And it's like, and why do I need a moose in my apartment?
Okay,
I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
I have heard that if you can't accommodate a moose in your apartment, that a beaver is considered an okay substitute.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's
They're
newer.
small.
It's
It's a new-
newer,
it's
so
a
not
new-
a lot of people have beavers yet.
they will build
But-
dams in your bathtub.
Yeah.
That's why people don't keep them generally.
Oh, house hippos are just normal. That every day nobody owns a house hippo. They're just everywhere. It's like flies, but cuter and less noisy.
Hey everybody, welcome to ChillPoint, show where we talk occasionally about video game news. The rest of the time we talk about whatever Bij was reading before we just went online. But we also talk about the episode of ChillPoint that went up yesterday. which if you haven't checked it out, you should do so. But not right now, because right now you're watching this.
Well, I don't know. You could probably do both at the same time. You're all multi-talented, right?
I like there's a couple people trying to, there's a couple of conspiracy theories going around about the episode.
Conspiracy theories.
That Beej and Kathleen were never actually in the same room. We just split screened it.
Oh, the entire time?
Don't know what to tell you.
Oh, I mean,
and then
I can't confirm or deny because then they would take the fun of the conspiracy theory away, and I don't want to do that to people.
Or possibly that Beej and Kathleen entered in some kind of split timeline where
That's fun.
the episode ended with only one of them there in one timeline and the other one there in the other timeline.
I prefer to think of it as that we were out of phase. Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Occupying the same space at the same time, but you could only see one of us at a time. Heather had to split screen the entire intro.
Yeah, I really prefer if we don't do split screening. It's hard to do the time up.
Yep.
You want to do other dumb things.
The funny-
You have the
before it.
rotating arrow.
The funny thing is, during the pandemic, ChillPoint was literally split screen for a while.
I know, and boy, was it annoying.
Anyway.
Split screening is hard when you have multiple people doing things.
I think now, though, the location we have, if we had to go through a pandemic again, God help us that we don't. But if we ever had to go through a pandemic again, that's the bathroom.
Yeah.
If we were to go through the pandemic again, we're more set up to have separation. So you could have Graham and Kathleen in here presenting, and we could have, whomever, you or whomever, on the ones and twos.
That would make it a lot easier.
Yeah. And you could
The-
leave separately and arrive
The weird
separately.
green screening and the fake Photoshop table that I put in, and then the faked reflections. The faked reflections actually were the thing that really took more time than I think we needed. Yeah. We didn't need to go maybe that ham.
Good for you, though.
Still had other things to do, even if I was locked into a room.
I mean, I hope that you sufficiently fooled everybody.
I don't know. Did I fool you?
It's only right now that people are realizing that that wasn't live.
Yeah.
I mean, I still occasionally see a comment that sees that the table is different now. So
Yeah.
some of you are less hard to fool than others.
Yeah. Sometimes you think it's like, why do we even try to bother fooling
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
But you
Apparently, we
can-
don't have to put that much effort in.
It's
Yeah.
so strange, right?
You can
We're
also just
actually-
lie and tell me that I fooled you and make me feel good. That'd be good.
You might not know this, but actually, everybody here is actually on the ceiling of the the ceiling of the room, and we're just kind of holding on.
And the reason that is because we have to provide our own floors and we haven't put them in yet.
Yeah.
Because we are actually in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Not
Netherlands the whole time. We said everybody flew to Amsterdam,
mean-
and it's like, no, they just kind of.
Netherlands like secret Canada, right?
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
So basically the same.
well, speaking of things becoming expensive, I guess, like flooring.
And airline flights.
Breathing.
Xbox has, I guess, I won't say they have announced, because they actually announced this a little while ago, and they have now gone through with a unfortunate price increase on all of the Xbox devices.
Yeah.
All the Series X and Series S. I believe the S is going up by 100 and the X is going up by $150.
Okay.
One of the problems with this for me was in finding graphics for this. I was trying to find like a nice, like if Xbox put out like a little graphic,
Like a table.
like a little table to show the difference and stuff.
Yeah.
Which they didn't, because they probably didn't want people to be showing like
Yeah.
the announcement it's like a press release, and it was just like, it's going to be increasing by this and this
And it's all in prose.
increasing by this.
Yeah.
But they didn't say like this. It's like this model will be this price. This model will be like, they didn't
Yeah.
actually say what the final prices for any of the models will be.
Yep.
It was left to various blogs and news sites to actually do the calculations and be like,
Yeah.
oh,
Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure the Nintendo Switch 2 price hike takes effect in September.
yeah.
So that's coming up soon. I only know that stuff gets brought up because I listen to podcasts about it, but Like, I remember when Sony did their price hike, they gave everybody like a week,
Right.
and others gave much more
The
leeway.
the other problem with finding graphics for this is that I found a bunch. I was like, oh, good, here are some graphics. Oh, wait, no, this is from the 2025 price increase, not the
Right.
most recent
Yes.
price increase.
God, if I'd known that, I would have probably stumped to be like, can we throw in the first set of graphics and then stop and then have be like, no, that's from last year's price increase. Can we get this year's price? There
Yeah.
we go. That's better. Yeah, it's fine.
It's like trying to find the numbers for the most recent layoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing is that I the best coverage or the main or the coverage of this that I saw the most was from PlayStation. Like the main coverage I was looking at for this was from a PlayStation blog.
Yeah.
And the headline was, "The new Xbox prices are terrifying for PS5." Basically being that, like, if this is what the new Xbox is going to be,
Yeah.
the PS6 is going
yeah.
to be ridiculous.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think we already kind of felt that.
Yeah,
Like,
these new
yeah.
Xbox prices are truly terrifying for PS6.
That's just people being like, man, stop paying attention to them and pay attention to me. I also want to be part of the bad news.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, when you have to do a new site based on one console,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to grab from other.
It's fair.
It's I mean, there is an argument to be made that at least in this particular window, when Sony hasn't done another price increase yet,
Yeah, yeah.
PlayStation's looking pretty good.
True.
Like, I mean, now the Xbox and PlayStation are, very close, if not PlayStation being a little cheaper,
Yeah.
which historically PlayStations have been a little more expensive. Two, they're the ones who have been getting all the exclusives because Sony has actually, it's
Yeah.
only recently that Xbox has been, going back and forth on this, whether they should get exclusives or not. So,
Yeah.
and so there's a lot of speculation that like Sony's is holding a potential price increase until, guess what? After GTA 6,
Yeah.
because everything revolves around GTA 6.
Yeah. Jesus, that's so. Ugh.
Yeah, but they won't tell people how many pre-orders they have.
What an interesting, like, it's, for years it's always been like, oh, we're going to make a console, it's a loss leader of sorts because you're hoping that people are going to, buy the Razor Blades, right? That kind
Which
of
it
idea.
apparently still is.
Yeah, it still is. They're still losing money, and for the Xbox here, and there is not a, the PC world does not have this similar kind of feeling to it because it's like, I'm gonna go buy a PC and it's like, great, here it is. Like, that's, you're paying your $2,000 or whatever, your $3,000 or whatever it's PC is going to cost you to buy it at like a certain level, right? That's like, you buy this thing and that's what it is. And maybe we can give you deals because if you're like Dell, right? It's like, oh, we know we sell 100,000 of this unit, so we know that we can achieve an economy of scale to kind of drive down the price on all individual pieces. But like, if you're not doing that, if you're not buying like something that has 100,000 of those out there, you are caught in the you're caught in the thing of I'm paying for individual parts that all have individual markups for different companies that all have to be making whatever on the back end, and the console market being comprised of, we're going to charge you under what it's worth because we're hoping to keep you as a locked-in customer for a while in that way. What if we are seeing the end of that too? Like, what if this whole, the fact that the inflation of the RAM market and the SSD market and everything, like memory chips costing so much in all their different forms, means that the consoles get more expensive, and then as those prices start to come down, the consoles don't come down with them. What if it is just like, you know what, you're going to buy a console, you're going to buy it at the bare price, like you're going to buy it at like, this is what it costs.
I mean, I think that in this age of multi-platform releases and all the different things, that kind of lock in from the loss leader. Like, I think the loss leader thing is a lot less common now. then or it's not as
Less of a factor, you're saying.
not less of a factor.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of PC stuff, every time the consoles increase in price, it makes the Steam box look better.
Yes.
Which, and again, Valve, which Valve has explicitly said is not a loss leader. They've actually said that, and I mean, it's funny because people got some sticker shock on the Steam machine when on the Steam box when they brought it out.
There were a lot of hopes for that to be not that high.
Yeah.
I think even if people were like kind of expecting it might still be higher than they were hoping, right?
But there's and Valve was like, it sucks, we know, but this is what it costs.
Yeah.
And seeing that this is Xbox raising their prices, and apparently, according to whatever industry insiders, is still a loss leader for them. Like they're still losing like $100.
Right.
Yeah, I think Valve was probably being like, yeah, we probably made the right call.
Yeah. Just kind of coming out and saying the real thing from the beginning, because they know, I think what Valve is aiming for is like, we know there are PC players out there who are probably tired of having to build machines where it's like, I want to have one in my living room, but I also want to have one and it's like, oh, if you're building a PC as a hobby, why are you building, like, maybe you don't want to hobby build every PC in your house. Maybe what you do want is to just have the one machine you constantly tinker with, like your hot rod, right?
Yeah.
It's always car analogies. And then you have your daily driver, your appliance that you're like, but I know I can always go into the living room and sit down and play on this thing, and I know it's going to work just fine. And maybe that was the goal there, is to be like, we can be the Toyota Corolla of the PC market.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some very compelling reviews of Steambox. People talking about how not only is it very capable as a gaming PC, with various caveats about, it's like, yes, you could probably make something cheaper.
Yeah.
But the whole point is that this sort of as a it has. But the other thing that I've seen a lot of people talking about is, like, even if you aren't gaming,
yeah,
it's like it's kind of the promise, or it's kind of the first time it's like, hey, this is actually like a turnkey, nice Linux desktop that actually just works.
Right. Yeah.
Which is, something that has been sort of,
it's the Mac Mini promise. Right?
Been in the thoughts, but
yeah, the Mac Mini promise being that it's like, you can get a nice computer for the price that it should cost, that you take home and you plug in, and this is now, it's like, you didn't have to spend $2,000 on a really high-end professional Mac, or you don't have to have a laptop plugged into whatever. It's like, you can have this box does the job. It is a Mac for you at home with your own monitor and everything else. And the PC market has always felt, having all the choice when I was in my 20s was amazing. It was overwhelming, and I loved it, because then you're like constantly like picking away, trying to be like, well, what's the right combination of things to build my machine out where I can save money, but I can also put like the cool things in and have it all be wonderful. And that was fun. It was in the enthusiast nature of it. So, and then I eventually get to a point where it's like, man, but I just want a Mac Mini. I just don't want to have to worry about it.
Okay, if I have to download a bazillion gigabyte file to play a game, and that's going to take like a couple of hours, I'm not gaming that night. Or I'm gaming something else. But now you want to add on, build the computer on top of that, find out what's the weird fix that it doesn't have that I don't know what's going on.
Your card isn't supported properly.
Yeah,
Heck,
I mean, it's definitely, yeah.
Even if it's a thing where, Beach built everything, so just like go and do whatever. I'm going to run into some weird edge case thing, and then you're going to have to fix it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, I'm not doing that tonight, I guess, and I'm just going to leave.
Yeah. And that's always been the sort of console promise. Although, as time has gone on, consoles also have to do big downloads and all stuff. So the lines are starting to blur.
Yeah.
Of course. But anyway, So yeah, we'll see what this what this price increase will mean for stuff. But I the other thing I saw when I was doing this is Nelson linked to when people were talking about that the whatever Samsung is it might be 2027, might be 2028, might be 2030.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be in this for a while.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry, we're not going to make it better for you in any way.
Yeah.
They should have just said that.
And there's an article about that it's called like Tech Radar or whatever it was, and the like recommended articles below this article was an amazing like stages of grief thing, because there was like an article from like 6 months ago that was like former NVIDIA guy says that things will ease up by 2027.
I see.
And then it's like Samsung says it's not going to, but the Chinese companies are working on more RAM stuff, so maybe they'll do. Nope, it's not going to happen. Like it was just a succession of like, maybe it'll be better.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Here's
maybe
why you should be angry. It's like, well, maybe we can make a deal. The funny thing to me is like it's Samsung and Hyundai, and I don't know how many. I don't think Micron is. I can't remember, but I mean, you have Samsung and Hyundai who are like at the center, like in Korea, big companies, and they're gonna be the people who manufacture RAM and people who manufacture SSDs. Like they're doing that work. They're making the bare metal, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, I believe there's 3 companies that can make RAM in the world.
Yeah, and are 2 of them Korean? Or all 3 Korean?
No, they're
JM Micro.
I think at least one of them is in Taiwan. But
yeah, and so it just kind of feels like it's not in the interests of, I'm sure, them to kind of push that down anyway, because also it's a massive boost of money for their manufacturing, and that's also an increase in GDP for South Korea. So it's also for them, I'm sure it's the way it looks to on the international stage. It's like, oh, South Korea is at the center of a lot of major tech investment, and a lot of money is being made in this area, and so we are doing very well. Though probably not everybody is doing very well in South Korea.
Well, it's also like there's that when you have constrained volume like that, theoretically, the idea is that then they either start producing more stuff or more people come into the market because they're like, hey, look at this.
Yeah, there's a place to make a lot of money.
There's a place to make money. Unfortunately, the situation is that, from what I understand, the startup cost for making the kind of memory that people actually want is so insanely expensive and long term.
Right. You have to buy so much infrastructure to get started.
That it's difficult for a new people to move into the market.
Yeah.
It requires so much upfront cost. So anyway, we'll see. It's definitely one of those, like, it's the thing of like, it's one of the big reasons why everyone is mad at AI.
Yep.
That isn't really like it's not really the technology's fault that this is happening.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's more like how
it's the rapacious nature of the people who are pushing the technology in the first
sort
place.
of how the whole supply structure is set up and stuff.
Yeah.
It was one of those odd things that, like, if whatever things get figured out, the supply stops being constrained. If that's your only objection to AI, then
that would have
maybe
been
that
the end
goes
of
away.
that. But maybe,
anyway.
maybe you learn more things.
Anyway, speaking of big things that are owned by other companies, EA is now owned by it is now a private company owned by a consortium composed of the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners. And when we say a consortium, it's 93% the Public Investment Fund.
Right.
The other guys are basically there to seem to be there to make the grease the wheels of the actual acquisition process.
Right. Yeah, because they're from everyone's point of view, it's like, well, if I just don't pay attention to what the numbers are, then it looks like it's equally owned. It doesn't matter anyway.
It's a consortium.
When you're owned by evil, you can be owned by 3 different types of evil.
And so anyway, they a lot. I have seen people. I've seen a bunch of articles that be like, EA going to lay off X number of people, blah blah blah, or gonna not layoffs. Not true at the moment, anyway.
We don't know any of that
it's
yet.
the expectation because the amount of money they've claimed that they will save or something. The fastest way to do that is for them to lay off people.
Yeah. At the moment, I mean, Jason Schreier has done a lot of the reporting on this, and that's where we got a lot of info as well. And he was like, they say they're going to drop 170 million in whatever they call organizational efficiencies.
Yeah.
Which basically means layoffs.
Yeah.
But that's Jason Schreier saying that. That's not an official thing from the company.
It's not likely wrong, though.
No.
I mean, yes, they haven't laid off anyone yet, but we saw Microsoft go through whatever merger acquisition thing, and people got laid off, and they probably shouldn't have. Layoffs are like the thing we talk about every other week. Like we bought 5-cent candy from the store or something. Like it wouldn't be surprising.
I saw an interesting somebody push back. Like somebody was like, I saw there's in the discourse about this, and somebody's like well, EA is that fits for EA being the most evil company. Mm-hmm. So I guess this is fine for them. And I saw somebody push back on that. There was and they were like, really, EA, like the most evil company, or even the most evil video game company,
right?
Really? And so apparently this goes back to, I think it was 2012 or 2011 or something. There was actually a most evil company in America thing that EA won.
Yes.
The most evil company in America. And it's they were talking this discussion I found really interesting, because they were saying it's EA most evil company in America. And then it's we never really updated that designation.
Right.
And it's not to gloss things over. EA is a big corporation. They do lots of shitty things.
Yeah.
But it's not that they've gotten better, but some of their contemporaries, we're talking about not just doing crappy business practices, but various accusations of sexual misconduct, and of well, I mean, EA certainly isn't going to be, but supporting deadly regimes, and doing
sweatshop labor,
or all this stuff, because what people were mad about back then, that made them so evil, was that they messed up a bunch of game franchises that people really liked.
Yeah, because it was an online poll.
Yeah. And it was Mass Effect had just come out, and everyone was mad about the ending of Mass Effect.
Yeah. And
it's running your game franchise into the ground sucks. But from a corporate standpoint, they don't seem to be, the argument that I saw, it's it's not that they're good. It's just that their evilness is not remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
they're just evil like a big corporation is evil.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunately not that unusual.
In a lot of ways, we talk about the banality of evil in that way too. That it's a lot of times it is just like it's like, oh, the very like dry decisions being made that ultimately result in terrible circumstances and awful consequences and stuff like that.
But yeah, but this guy is like really, it's like really most like not Raytheon, not like
not Nestle,
not all these other like there's all these other companies that really EA.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're doing a poll, it's all about perception and reputation at that point, rather than what is actually happening versus what people think is happening, or even people who even know what other companies are doing in that respect.
Yeah. If it was literally a thing where you asked every single American, it's like, I need you to name the company that you think is the worst company in the United States, and you asked every single person in the United States, you probably get some very different answers because you'd have an actual real agreement at that point. Everybody gets to have an opinion, and now we get to put them all together. And yeah, you probably have some people being like, God, there's just so many to choose from. But yeah, obviously that has all changed over the last decade and a half.
I don't know, make for a really interesting Family Feud question.
Yeah.
So anyway, I confess that I don't know that much about, the idea of like how this will, because this is from what I understand, like this is kind of a different scenario than the
Activision Blizzard merger.
Activision Blizzard Microsoft acquisition thing, even though they are sort of both giant piles of money being put
set ablaze,
being connected to big video game companies.
Well, I mean, the debt on it, where they put the debt on the company they bought, which is still, it has people expecting that the company will basically be parted out and a shell, and then it will die, which is a possibility. Yeah. They could go that route.
Which is, of course, the
private equity playbook.
And the hilarious thing that I've seen, I mean, this isn't even, this is when even this was announced. It's, EA is getting EA'd.
Yeah.
They're being, EA, because, again, not the most evil company, but an evil corporation buying up another company and then, parceling off the different bits and selling off, chopping it up and selling.
And EA was not EA was a public company, right? We just said, hey, they've been taken private because they've been acquired by a private investment agency. And so there's a view there of, okay, well, who benefits from that? And it's like, well, anybody who was holding stock at the time would have seen the stock, go to whatever level, and then you would have been, basically they're buying all that stock away from you. So at that point, it's like, okay, well, all that stock has been bought away from you. Here's your payout. Who in the company was probably holding the most amount of money, or how many people in the company all had stock, and then what did they end up getting as a result of this big payout? And so then at that point, the questions you start asking are like, where is that large concentration of money? Almost always you would see it in the C-suite. You'd see the people who own the most of their own company might be the C-suite saying, I'm going to own the most stock in my own company. Yeah. But that might also not necessarily be true in a lot of cases, because the people who own the company might be like, I'm not going to own stock in this place. I'm going to buy stock in other companies. I'm going to diversify whatever, because I'm making millions of dollars. Why wouldn't I put it all sorts of places? So you might see people who are seniors who are always acquiring stock as part of their compensation package. So they're they get like a massive, maybe get a $10,000 or $30,000. Who knows how much money anyone's holding, right? But so they get a massive payout. But they still work for the company. And the C-suites who own EA might be like, I'm fucking out of here in 6 months. Like, the whole point is for me to kind of like work my time after acquisition and then be like, I'm going to retire and go do something else. Right. And that there's going to be a fall off of, depending on how high you are up on the chain, I'm sure that we will see those people leave in set order until you get down to a certain point where you have people who did not get a massive payout. They maybe got $500 from this or something, and they need to keep their jobs, and they need to kind of keep things rolling. And they're the ones who are going to probably really suffer from the inevitable chopping up of what's happening. And it might even be that a lot of those people are going to get laid off, and they're going to consolidate and say, Mohammed bin Salman will be like, I want a new this game. I want a new World of Warcraft, so make me a new World of Warcraft or some shit. And then that's what they'll do, is be like, I guess we're all working on World of Warcraft, even though we don't fucking own it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's an EA one, but
it isn't.
But I know you're just trying to make a point.
Yeah, it's like, I want this, and it's like, I guess that's what we're working on now, is whatever the new thing that the guy who owns the fund says, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand so far, most of the stuff that the private investment, because of course, we've done a couple of stories in the last little while.
Yeah.
The Saudi private investment fund has been throwing a lot of money around.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it is mostly a one sort of a
image washing
image thing, and then two actually like legitimate investment that they have. They have a ton of money from oil. They know that won't last forever.
Yeah, it's just diversifying investments in a space that seems like it's making a lot of money.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that they want to actually run a video game company.
Probably not.
So.
But being able to because if it's a if it's like the public investment fund, if the idea is that it's literally on behalf of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, then it seems to me like the exercise is about the money that gets invested into these companies is predicated on the idea that those companies will then turn around and continue to make the stuff that they make, and that money will funnel its way back into the public investment fund and make it bigger. Right, that's the thing that you hope, is it's like we're investing in a more renewable resource than oil, because we can only sell so much oil until we run out of oil, but we can sell video games for a long time.
I mean, you could, if maybe it didn't feel like the hobby was getting priced out, was too expensive, and everyone was getting laid off, so nobody can make a game anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like you might actually run out of video game before you run out of oil. Maybe it could be a race. Could be a fun race to the bottom.
Have we reached peak video game?
Yeah.
Oh, Peak is just getting its final ascent or something.
No,
so
Peak is over.
I think we are reaching peak video game.
Yeah, we really are.
Anyway, let us continue on to happier things, like this Nintendo Famicom box. Which I was happy to see in the comments a couple people sharing that they
their own sightings.
Yeah, their own sightings of these things.
Yeah, I love it.
And is this now? I didn't get from the article. Is this like a jukebox? Like, is it actually like chunk chunk? Like
no, it's
inserting
it's a
different.
backplane.
So it's all the games are loaded at once.
Yeah.
And there's like
it's more like a plug and play.
ROM that you get to choose which one.
Yeah,
you're
there's
playing.
16 slots. 15 of which are visible, I think, off the front, and those are the 15 games you get to play. And the 16th slot is for the menu software.
Oh, okay.
And
that
if
makes sense.
if you want to think about it, fun too, right? It's like you can go look up on nestdev.org. Apparently, there's a whole description of how this thing works and how it's the ways in which it is different than NES. But when you get right down to it, it's a MOS 6502 type situation, right? It's like, picture a Commodore 64 with just like 15 games plugged into it. That kind of idea of, because it is just an NES of that era that's been beefed up with a little bit extra RAM so it can actually handle all the stuff.
But the more important question, what are the 15 games?
They could be mostly anything.
And
well, that's not helpful.
Well, I mean, I do like that
if you zoom in on the photo, I could probably read them for you. But
I like in the comments, like in the replies to the message that he posted, people were like, you have to go see if it's the same games in the other rooms.
Yeah,
and he was like, for a number of reasons, I can't keep going back to this place.
Because for if you did not see the thing, there's an entire love hotel that Orochi, who discovered this, is not telling anyone about. But there's an entire love hotel that in every single room except one, there is a Famicom box, and I think it's very funny that they know that, which means that they have spoken to somebody who runs the Love Hotel, because that
there's one that there isn't. Yeah,
because otherwise they would have to have gone to every single room to find out if they're in every room or not. Or the Love Hotel actually advertises it on every single room as to like all the accoutrements that are in every room, and one of them does not. Maybe that's the wet room. Now, I have no idea. But
now I'm imagining. Now I don't. despite your very useful description in the story, I don't know all necessarily all the details of the Love Hotel thing.
Okay.
But I love the idea that it's like, if you have this, the hotel that it's like, you rent the room by the hour or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
Which, there's a lot of arcades that do the, you get like half-hour token or an hour-long token.
Yep.
And you can like play all the games. Maybe these guys could just pivot.
Yep. Really
We've
good.
got the hourly billing already locked in.
So there is a it's funny because I've been reading a lot of manga. Okay.
Oh, gee, hilarious.
Yes.
Who would have expected?
It's-
Gasp shock over here.
It's funny because I think it's based on the Solomon Bisque doll, My Dress Up Darling. There is an episode, a chapter in which the girls do all go to a love hotel with their costumes because they want to be able to shoot against, like, you can get really, like, love hotels can be dressed up like any sort of other theme room, right? So it's like you can go rent a photo studio somewhere, and there are a lot of photo studios that you can rent in Japan. They're just basically like on the third story of some random whatever. You just go to there, and it's like this whole room is made up to look like something or look like a few things and shoot your photos. But you can also just, if you need a bed and you need like kind of the layout of the room, you can just go and do that. And there are girls who will just rent a love hotel to go do photos with. And not even particularly lewd photos, like not sex photos, but just like we're going to be wearing like skimpy clothing and stuff. And we want to be on a bed and we want to be doing it for all that. And I love that exists as an option. Just kind of it's like, it is very much akin to, hey, we need to shoot in like in a office or a classroom environment. We'll just go to UVic and steal a room.
Right.
It is very much guerrilla filmmaking, and
Sure.
what I'm saying that all of that they're doing is exactly what we're doing. So the idea
Some
of
things we're not doing.
you could rent the room for like an hour if you just want to go hang out and play video games. Some of these Famicom boxes, they come with hardware that it's either free play or it is pay to play through an online menuing system that the TV system has set up, right? So you would basically be billing against that.
Build your room or whatever, yeah.
Or just a straight up coin op. You just put coins into a system beside it, and that adds time on the clock so you can play the games.
I remember thinking a while, or having the thought, especially when we were doing, we were doing all the sketch comedy and stuff. That people doing adult films and people doing sketch comedy have the same need of like a whole bunch of different sets.
Yep.
but they only really need to look like the thing from one angle.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe there's some sort of synergy that could be worked out.
I think there really could be, like even listening to the Lonely Island Seth Meyers podcast, they talk about how in the earlier days when they were filming digital shorts and they started to get like a budget for it and having things set aside and you could take people to go shoot, they did get into a thing of, we don't want to always shoot, like, where are you going to shoot? You have all of New York to kind of pull from, and you only have so much time, and you're really, really rushing it to try to find stuff to do. So location-wise, you're relying upon like location scouts to help you, but sometimes it's like, man, we got to go to Andy's apartment and shoot this thing, or we got to go to this hotel room. Oh yeah, that's the same hotel room we shot this in. Yeah, and it's the same hotel room we shot the other one. I remember, like, oh yeah, we shot like 4 sketches in that same hotel room. We always went back to the same hotel room to shoot sketches. It's like, yeah, because it was a really good thing for us, and we just knew what it was like. And that is kind of the nature of a lot of this, is you just utilize the spaces that businesses make available. So the whole thing about the Famicom box I find fascinating is 2 things, or there's multiple things, but the 2 things that really get me is, 1, it says Famicom box on the front, and then it has a Nintendo logo with entertainment system written below it. And the NES, of course, would have been something that, of course, had come out worldwide at this point, but Nintendo was not calling the family computer. They were not calling it anything but the Famicom.
So this box may have been available
worldwide. Yeah, and so that really gets me because
Or
sold
was
to hotel rooms.
planned to be.
Because also you could go to places later on in all over the world, Hawaii, wherever you want to go, resorts where they had Super Nintendos that were the same thing, that were basically a selection of games and that kind of stuff. They had N64s that were the same thing.
I was going to say, I remember for a long time, and for a long time past when it was an active an active system.
Yeah.
Like when we had gone way past that generation. If you went to a hotel, there was actually a pretty good chance that there would be this like weird N64, and like it was a special N64 controller that had like a menu, like it had like a hotel menu button on it on the controller, and there was no actual
software in the room.
There was no actual N64 in the room. It would just like plug directly into the TV.
Yeah.
And it was just like some sort of system that had been sold to everybody, when the N64 was big.
Yeah.
And they were like, we might as well keep it, I guess.
They probably knew at the time that it was with all those things where it was like, if you know what your clientele is like, if it's like, well, it's families on vacation, it's like, oh, then buy the thing that has the video game system built into it, buy those TVs and put them in every room. Why not? And you're not, a lot of hotels are not changing
probably runs on the same system as the like pay-per-view video.
Yeah, and they're not changing their systems out every 5 years or every 7 years. They're maybe doing the back end like pay-per-view systems and stuff like that. They're maybe changing that out every 10 or 15 years.
Mm-hmm. Now, I need chat to remember, love hotels are very important because a regular hotel rushes you to morning, but a love hotel will only make time move forward by a couple of hours depending on how much you've paid.
Correct. Yeah. So you either sleep the whole night and you wake up refreshed in the morning, or you only get to sleep a little bit so you can go back out and you can continue doing whatever it was you were doing.
Go. There's the weird controller.
Yeah.
With extra buttons on it, and apparently they're waiting for one for GameCube as well.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I think it's extremely interesting that as of this year that there's still places that, and it's because somebody I think pointed out on the Discord, in fact, they said they went on an onsen trip during university, and the onsen they went to had Famicom boxes at it.
Neat.
And I do wonder, like, in the fact that it's 2026 and
seems like a moist environment for
They don't put it in the onsen.
But
it's a separate room usually.
I really love that.
It's not, you don't play it while you're actually in the water.
Probably not.
Wherever this love hotel is, that whoever operates it was like, yeah, we could modernize everything. We could renovate the rooms. We could, and maybe they do that, but they're like, but keep the Famicom boxes. There's just something about it where they're like, but keep those. And I'm like, because if I walked into a hotel room,
they know their clientele.
If I walked into a hotel room and I saw one of those there, I would instantly get very excited about it. Be like, oh my God, that's so cool. And be like, they haven't touched this room since the 1980s. They only clean it. We have new sheets, but I'm not sure about anything else they've done to maintain this space.
Okay, as a person who sees like the weirdest stuff on Instagram that tries to tell you about all the things you should do when you're in a hotel room to be safe, you don't want to go down that path.
No, I don't want to blacklight stuff.
You don't want to go down that path of worry.
Fire Whiskers in chat brings up a very good point.
Yes.
Do they have a way to deal with your save games?
I think every cartridge.
If you come back to this love hotel, do you have to get to the same room?
Does somebody wipe out your save? Oh,
yeah.
I mean, probably.
Be like, oh man, I was doing so well.
So the one thing I do know about
or it might be code based.
There you go.
There you go.
A lot of NES stuff is code based.
The cartridges are not the same. It's not a standard.
They're not NES cartridges.
It's not a standard Famicom cartridge. It's not any of that kind of stuff. It is missing traces on the. So you can't just like take the box off and then take the cartridge out and stick a Famicom cartridge in place. Either it is missing. The socket is smaller. So these things are designed only to fit in there, and there's certain traces. Like there's. Because it is smaller, it means that because some of the fingers are missing, that you can't actually like even move ROM chips from one over to the board on. Like you can't say, well, I'm going to take like Disney's The Lion King and I'm going to move that onto this Super Mario Brothers cartridge and then I'll just plug it in. It's like that won't work because if The Lion King relies upon having those additional fingers on the actual cartridge to interface with something that's on the NES for whatever reason, it won't work.
Is that just to save space, or was it actually like because they wanted to keep control of it?
I'm gonna say that the control thing more than the space thing, though I'll assume the space thing is also important. But I think the control thing is important because it means that if you want to put cartridges in there, you don't have people who own the place then just yanking out the cartridges and putting in whatever's fresh from
Right.
the store.
They probably wanted you to buy really expensive new cartridges.
Yeah, it's like you come to us and you get cartridges that we know will run on this thing because we have approved it, and hey, yeah, they happen to cost more money.
All right, what's the one Super Nintendo game that you would hope would be in this thing?
In the Famicom box,
Yeah.
it's NES only. So what Super Nintendo game am I hoping that?
Whatever game, like.
Oh, if I
That's-
was to show up in,
If you were to
Yeah,
show
what-
up in
what
this
NES
hotel,
game
what
would
is
you
the
want?
game that you would want to be there?
It wouldn't.
That's
You
good.
You
That's
wouldn't
a
want
good
a long,
question.
like you wouldn't want like an RPG or something.
No.
Like you want something that you could play and enjoy pretty quickly.
You'd probably Mega Man 2,
Yeah,
Oh.
that's pretty solid.
DuckTales. DuckTales would be a good
OG
pick, I think.
DuckTales, yeah.
OG DuckTales would be a good one. Little Nemo was actually pretty good. That was a good one as well. Or like the Adventure Island series is also fun as well.
I mean,
It would be fun to have MC Kids. That was the McDonald's branded game. It would be fun to have MC Kids, but really, if I was going to sit down and play anything on there, like if it was Super Mario Brothers 3, I think I'd be into that. Or if at least it
Yeah.
was like simpler stuff like Excite Bike.
Brothers 3, Blaster Master is a good call.
Blaster
Saw
Master
that.
would be
See
kind of
that?
fun. Yeah.
Anyway, and then we did some quick points.
Yeah.
Graham wrote a bunch of little quickie things, starting with that the Xbox is going to have
Platinum achievements.
platinum achievements.
What does it have now?
I,
I'm not familiar with their
It
achievement
has
system.
the gamer score thing.
Well, yeah, but that's like an overall.
And so you just get achievements based on the value of
So,
the...
because I'm familiar with the Sony one, so you got your platinum for Sony is basically generally it's you got all the other achievements for that game,
Oh, I see.
right? And it's worth the most, and sometimes the harder thing. It's why you get trophy hunters that are like, "Ooh, I've platinumed this," or "This is my easy plat,"
Right.
or
I've seen
that terminology.
and I've also seen people getting grumbly about like certain games like not having
some
platinums
won't
or-
have a platinum at all because their achievements are too easy or something like that.
Interesting.
So anyway, this is it's like, oh, they're gonna add platinum achievements, and people are like, cool, okay.
I just
guess.
don't like. I don't know what they had before. Because
It's-
why is that exciting?
Yeah,
Like,
they had
wouldn't they have
gamer
already
score
had
stuff.
that?
I guess they didn't have that level of achievements. I don't quite know either. To be honest, like I feel like the striving for gamer score has really fallen off as a metric for people.
Like you just don't hang out in the same place as I do.
I mean, maybe it's true.
Also, it's generally the 20-year-old thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not like 20 years in the past, like people who are 20. In case that needed clarification.
So there was first the story was that there was a LinkedIn post saying from a bunch of people from Refactor Games had shown up were starting to show up on LinkedIn, and unfortunately, video game journalists tracking people on LinkedIn has become more and more a way that they suss out like when people just lost their jobs.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Being like, oh, I've noticed that 5 different people from this studio have started posting on LinkedIn about how they're looking for work.
Right. So they're like,
Maybe I should investigate this.
Yeah, there
more.
must be a reason why so many people left at the same time.
And then, so one of the people who left was like, Refactor Games is getting closed down. Refactor, who they just put out the FIFA World Cup for Netflix game.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
keep getting ads for that.
You mean like ads like on YouTube, or like you're getting emailed?
Like ads in my podcasts.
Oh,
Not by the podcasters, but by those injection ad things that are like,
oh yeah,
you should totally play this game.
fun.
And I don't want to.
I don't like soccer.
Well, not like that.
Yeah.
And anyway, apparently it wasn't a good game. It did not get well reviewed. One could argue that apparently they had like 6 months to work on because it like had to come out to line up with the World Cup, obviously.
Yep.
And I think we've talked about on the channel that like there's this whole thing where FIFA pulled their licenses from EA in particular, actually.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, we're gonna do it ourselves, and then so EA was like, okay, we'll come out with EAFC,
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
and just actually license all of the teams and likenesses of the players directly, and just kind of put that out, and everyone liked it, and apparently, as these kind of games go, it was very popular and successful.
Yeah.
So FIFA probably kind of shot themselves in the foot on that one. But anyway, they partnered with Netflix to make this game. It was released. It was a Netflix exclusive.
Always a fun thing to say. Netflix exclusive is a very
Yeah.
hard term.
And of course,
It can
playing
mean
it
anything.
playing it on your TV isn't ideal either.
Netflix anime soccer game.
But anyway, what I liked about, or what I found darkly amusing, I guess,
Yeah.
was, they're like, everybody's getting laid off from Refactor Games, studios closing. The head of Refactor Games was like, no, 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 no. And articles about this are like, update. Refactor Games isn't closing. We have laid off 85% of our staff,
Yeah.
but we're not closing.
Yep.
So who knows what that means?
Working for a store that was going through very clearly, didn't call it bankruptcy. They called it whatever you get before bankruptcy.
Yeah,
But
restructuring.
They were really going towards it, and they were like, yeah, no, it's fine that we don't have any stock or hardly any people, but don't worry, we'll totally make it through.
So, industry, I'm looking to tell you that if FIFA wants to work with your company, don't, because within a year, terrible things will happen to your company. Just putting that out there, it's accelerating
It's like
now.
a
It's like,
curse.
yeah, if you work with FIFA, EA was like, we worked with FIFA, and now EA is going to be bought up and chopped up. And this other studio, they made a game with FIFA, and that has now all gone to shit. So I'm just saying, don't work with them because
I
mean-
like a good curse, but
EA did work with FIFA for like 10 years before that.
yeah, that curse maybe took a little while to.
they were so big it was eating them from the inside, right? But
Oh,
a
okay.
smaller studio like this,
Right,
you know,
faster.
Yeah,
Okay.
just chomp them
I
like,
didn't realize your curses were
like a buzzsaw.
size based.
Yeah.
The ESRB report for the new Wolverine title, Marvel's Wolverine, come out. It's gonna have, as we've seen from the trailer, blood and gore like crazy.
But it also have dad ass.
But also, yes, partial nudity. In fact, a handful of sequences have some full backle nudity. I don't know what it's
Dorsal.
for dorsal. I like that.
Full dorsal nudity.
Full dorsal nudity.
I think I agree with the turn of phrase where we're like, obviously the person who's writing the larger description for the ESRB was having a lot of fun with a handful of scenes with Wolverine's butt, and I'm like, but you would have known for sure what they were talking about. They said 2 handfuls of scenes full of Wolverine's butt.
I'm thinking, like, I don't know what they didn't describe the scenes in any detail. They just said the scenes are there. But I'm thinking from Wolverine movies, right? There's like when he's undergoing the horrible, torturous stuff where he gets
Where they're adding the animanium to his bones.
Yeah.
like famously. Hugh Jackman goes "Rah!" out of the water and naked, right?
Yeah, but I thought you really only saw from the chest up.
I think you see him from the back, maybe.
I don't remember now. I have to do a movie rewatch, I guess.
Yeah, in
Those
slow
movies were
motion.
good, right?
And then now we had a quick point that about the Pal World TCG,
Yes.
which Nelson already sort of
Made that reference.
touched on his story, so we were like, we don't really need to quick point it as well. But for what it's worth, the Pal World is coming out with the TCG. No idea whether it's going to show up on Is This Your Card at some point in the future.
I hope not.
Um,
I mean, up to them, but
and yeah, who knows if it's actually any good as a game. But apparently they're running into the same problem that the Pokemon game ran into. Or all TCGs really run into, which is scalpers selling. There's, Graham took that screenshot of an eBay sale for a Power World card for like $1,500, which is kind of amazing. So, I don't know if that strengthens their Pokemon's claim that they're stealing their
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe who knows how the actual, maybe it's one of those things like, the Power World game itself, which is that like, it's, Pokemon with guns, which turns out to be actually like a really small part of the game.
Right.
It's actually apparently quite a well done like base building, and you go around and like harvest resources and do all this stuff, and then the Pokemon can like help you, or the pals can help you do stuff.
Or you can put them in a machine grinder.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of things you can do with it, just like in Minecraft.
Yeah, and it's actually like quite well set up. But there was sort of all this like marketing about it, and so who knows? Maybe they actually made a good TCG as well.
Will we find out? Will it ever have more than 89,000 concurrent players?
And will the cards actually be available? Who knows?
If I get an email from the people who make this TCG and says, we'd like to send you a dual deck or whatever so you can test it on what I will say, yeah, put it in the mail. I want to see what this looks like.
Yeah.
And then finally for the quick points, the Resident Evil Universal Studios Japan collab has a popcorn bucket that is also a liquor.
Yeah. Now I will say Universal Studios Japan has popcorn buckets for a lot of series, and generally I don't see them as backpacks, but you can get them with straps sometimes to carry around.
Yeah, they're very
it's not.
So this is not the same as the Dune popcorn bucket where you go to see a movie.
Yeah, you go to a theater for that.
And you're buying that and you sit and you just have the bucket with you, right? This is this is more of the I'm walking around a theme park, and rather than having to carry a bucket full of popcorn to eat out of, I have this thing around my neck.
Yeah, because like I've seen the Sailor Moon ones and they just look like purses.
Yeah.
Right.
That sounds great.
The fact that they
some of them are really cool.
be,
this is very horrifying.
Yeah. The fact that they're showing it as a backpack, they seem to be showing it in the form of a backpack.
Yeah, they have straps, and they put it. I think it's because they put it on the mannequin backwards. They're showing it on the back of a mannequin as opposed to showing it on like the front of this is how you would wear it if you're walking around all day.
Also, but I feel like they also kind of realized that this would be a problem if they, let's just if they actually had like a model. Like a person wearing it on their front.
Yeah.
Like just the positioning of like where that tongue is.
Yep.
And stuff. You would be a problem.
Uh-huh.
And where you're reaching when you reach for popcorn and so forth. It's just like I feel like maybe they built the thing and then put it on the mannequin and we're like, oh no, what did we do? It's a backpack. It's a backpack.
Yeah,
it's a backpack.
It has every part of it screams to me that it's like they probably had it turned the other way around somehow with like everything organized in a different way. Like when they're mocking it up, they're like, nobody wants to have the tongue facing up their chest.
Okay,
so turn it around so it's facing the other way.
It doesn't have straps coming under it.
No,
I think that's actually a crossbody bag.
Think so?
That they've put over the mannequin from the front to show it off more. There are no
So it's
straps.
supposed to be like hanging
there are
to
no
your
straps coming down here.
Well, yeah.
So it's supposed to be hanging like at your side?
I mean, probably.
Well, if it was hanging around your neck, it would just need a strap to come down and hold in the front, right? It's not like two backpack straps that go over your arms.
But that's like what
So
makes a backpack a backpack.
Yeah, and it looks like they have this on backwards, and then it would catch on your neck unless you have something in the front that's holding it down. Like this, the photo is clearly staged that the longer we think about it, the worse it gets.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I don't think it's actually.
Or it's AI.
I don't. We don't have to say that about everything we find
It's true.
disturbing.
I'm sure it's a real photo. Yeah.
I will say that I think this is a great idea for just as a creative outlet.
Yeah.
I think we should we should have like a that this should just be the norm, is that when, especially like horror movies or monster movies or whatever,
Yeah.
I want to see a disturbing popcorn bucket.
Sure.
For it. Like I want to. We need like a Cyclops eye popcorn bucket for the Odyssey.
You pop the eye out and you reach inside to pull out the popcorn. You put the eye
I thought
back.
they had some really weird ones for Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, no, do they?
That was absolutely Ryan Reynolds' idea, I bet too.
Yeah, like the popcorn comes out of his mouth or something.
They look like blow up dolls,
yeah,
and so you have to put your hand in their mouth or whatever
Yeah.
to pull out.
like theater popcorn buckets look vastly different from generally the Universal Park
The, like walk around
ones, because again they're kind of like they're giving you a snack pack.
Yeah.
Right.
I do think too that it's like I feel the reason that the liquor one was made was not because they were like, well, we were doing a Resident Evil
It's
collab.
called a liquor.
Yeah, there's that too.
They don't give enemies or monsters in Resident Evil games fun fuzzy names.
I want to fucking call it Biohazard because we're talking about Japan, but I have no idea that maybe they've gone back and they've said, no, we're calling it Resident Evil over here now too. But it's just like, it's Resident Evil. I don't never pronounce that T all the way. So, but I feel like the reason for this was because of the Dune popcorn bucket, and I think it's because of that kind of idea that there's been a lot of inspiration and talk, and it's like, what's the thing we can make that will shock people?
Yeah.
That will make
Well,
an
they're
impression.
talking about it, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think that's the whole reason this was made, is not because it's going to be a good popcorn bucket. There's going to be anything else that's like oh, you'd want to have this on you. It's like a nice accessory to have. It's like, no, it's awful, and therefore, because you like horror, you're already into that, and so you want to buy this thing because you love the fact that it's like you're celebrating this thing. It's like completely on brand for what it is, for the nature of the people who would want to enjoy this kind of thing.
I'm 100% behind creative merchandising, like rather than just a thing with the logo on it.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah,
more
like,
sort of creative merchandising integrations.
For theaters,
always
especially,
interested in.
right? Usually it's like, get a soda cup with like a weird topper you're never going to use again.
Right.
Or like they'll print stuff on the popcorn packaging. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen any of the theaters here get any of the fun popcorn buckets. Because like the Dungeons and Dragons one was like a D20 thing that looked pretty neat. Yeah.
Nice. No, we don't get any fun stuff.
We have to make our own fun.
Speaking of making your own fun, the God of War TV show movie. I don't actually know if it's a movie or I'm assuming it's a TV show.
The live action something.
Live action Amazon series for God of War. Unfortunately, Ryan Hurst, who was originally cast as Kratos, was injured while filming. And so apparently Dave Bautista is in talks to replace him, which, I mean, I quite enjoy his acting ability. It's one of those like surprisingly accomplished actors.
Yeah.
And he certainly is big.
Yes. But
I've never seen him with a beard.
Dave Bautista always though strikes me as that he's like a boulder. Like that's what he seems to me like. he is a large man who feels like he is a round rock that's going to just basically land on you from the sky.
I would say more like a cube, but yes.
Yeah.
He is definitely a large, wide man.
Yeah, right. It's like
Wouldn't you want that for God of War?
Kratos, like at least in Ragnarok, he has that kind of more like he has the body of the Rock. Like he looks like Dwayne Johnson's kind of like that kind of body of a dude where it's a bunch of we took a bunch of like golf balls and we stuck them together on a thing, and it's like there's just a bunch of rippling round bits stuck to a man figurine walking around, and it's like that's what Kratos kind of strikes me as. Maybe you get the guy who plays Jack Reacher to play him. Like I don't like. There's probably a few people you could pick to really play him in that way, and it really just does feel like. Batista's seems almost too big in some ways, but maybe it's because I also always equate his like being muscular and being big with him doing Drax.
Yeah,
and therefore that comes across, and maybe it's like no, I can lose a bit of definition up top, and we can work on my arms more, and then I look different. But
who of us intends to watch God of War live action?
I mean, I'm willing to check it out.
All right, Paul, when they do that, you need to come back to ChillPoint with a report of what the actor did and if it was good.
All right.
I
mean, of the various video game adaptations, the Fallout one was actually pretty solid.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I just can't actually think of any others off the top of my head that were good, but, we got one.
Yep.
I don't know.
Fallout's the only one maybe I watched.
I don't know.
The Tomb Raider movie was okay, I think.
I don't know overall how many things...
the Sonic movies were good, yeah.
Yeah, how many things that Amazon has worked on recently that have been like tour de force, amazing stuff that have been like, oh, I need to watch this, right? Like it's like Fallout was about the only thing that I was like, oh, I really want to watch this. I'm like, this was really well done. But I didn't watch the Lord of the Rings thing they did. They've done a couple other things recently where I'm just like, I don't really care about
I mean,
that
I
either.
feel like I'm still burned out on the extended versions of the original Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, like you don't, like, regardless of what all the adaptations are like from all the other studios, it's really, can Amazon Prime pull this off?
Yeah, I fell off Rings of Power after like a couple of episodes. It was not what I wanted.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's some other stuff that's been really good and a lot of people have liked. We probably just haven't watched or haven't interested in watching.
All right, well, let's talk about a couple of stories. I mean, we with the quick points and things, we cover a lot of the stuff, but
You've got a few little things here and there.
So there's actually two different stories about Baldur's Gate.
3?
Sorry?
About Baldur's Gate 3?
Yes, sorry. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3.
I thought about the series.
No.
Okay.
About Baldur's Gate. So throughout the for a while now, Larian has been will release like stats because
how
many people are going to be cheese? All of them.
Yeah, they record different things.
Right.
And this most recent thing led to a Kotaku article entitled "Baldur's Gate stats." New Baldur's Gate player stats prove you are all knife-happy bard murderers.
Yeah, that sounds pretty normal to me, but...
So
these are always very pretty, too.
Yeah. 500 million mod downloads, 13,000 mods.
Wow.
But or I also like this, shout out to the people. Apparently there was four people used the poop scraper weapon, which is apparently just like a rusty dagger.
Jesus.
Didn't even know that was a weapon.
All through across Act 3.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Wow.
That is quite the
poop scraper.
You don't have a poop knife in your house?
Yeah. But the part that this guy was concerned about is apparently Alfira, I think, is a tiefling bard. The immediate beginning of the game. Her name is Alfira.
Okay.
So if you are if you go to the like dark urge evil line,
Yeah.
murdering her is like part of is like a quest thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise you don't have to. Apparently,
You still could.
but yes, apparently, more people who are playing good characters, who not playing dark urge characters, have killed her than the people playing the dark urge characters who have to
So-
kill her as part of a quest.
But
There
why
is-
though?
So you have to understand, Beach, every person you talk to, there is just always the option to fight regardless of what they're doing or who they are.
I see. Right, and if you start a fight in D&D, you have to finish it.
Well, you kind of have to one way or another.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you can't just be like, "Whoa, I didn't mean to do that," or "Oh, hang on." Like once you've locked in your choice of like, well, attack, and you just hit that button, it's like that's what we're doing now, as opposed to, do you want to attack? Like you hold on the button for 5 seconds, like, yeah, I want to attack this person.
And then sometimes, that snowballs into a completely broken,
Yeah, Jesus. Well,
But anyway, so yeah, this author, the author of this article, Ash Parrish, anyway, is particularly horrified that apparently everybody is killing this person. Even more of the players who are ostensibly playing good characters are killing this person. Then it probably is mostly indication that not many people are playing the dark line.
yeah.
I think most people don't start with it. I'm not sure if you can. I can't remember. If that's like a second playthrough thing, but yeah, it is probably that maybe not as many people are playing it as well. Yeah, I mean, I remember doing things like talking to a character and then they would be racist against some other character I didn't have out, so then I would swap to have that character come out and then go talk to them again.
Right.
And then they'd be mean to their faces and then I'd kill them.
That's fair.
I mean,
You
honestly,
gave them a chance.
yeah, they deserved it.
Woo! Okay, so I do have two stories here about AI usage in marketing material.
Mm-hmm.
But they're sort of opposite situations.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So the new Stellar Blade game called Blood Rain.
Yeah.
They released a music video
Yep.
that people figured out, or people pretty quickly figured out that was a ton of AI generated stuff in this
Right.
music video.
Yeah.
Which obviously a lot of folks were not very happy about. And then, so they responded by being like, Evie, the character at the heart of the video, was created head to toe by our talented artists and modelers through more than a year of dedicated work.
Mm-hmm.
The AI didn't create her from scratch. It's rendering and presenting the character based on the data. So basically, they're like, we designed the character and
Yeah.
like all the stuff. The AI is just doing all the like animation stuff.
Yeah, all the moving around and the rigging
Yeah,
and the animation,
yeah.
the puppetry. Yeah.
And so, of
Response
course,
to that was also not.
the answer being like, yeah, I think you misunderstand why people are mad at you.
Because really, it's like, especially when you say, "But we designed it. We had people work incredibly hard, and like people poured their love into making this character and making her fantastic." It's like, then why didn't you ask them to animate this for you? Like, why didn't you reach out to them to say, "Oh, hey,
Yeah, there were a
people
lot of
who know how she works, why don't you make
And-
this happen this way?"
And also the idea that the animation, the movement of a character is not an integral part of their design.
No,
Yeah.
it's huge.
Like how a character moves
How a character
makes
moves
huge amount of difference.
tells you so much about them, and
The clips that I
Yeah.
watched too also really felt like it was all the movement, like all the like she's singing into the microphone and stuff, and I'm like, that's all very human movement, like to the point of extremely fine mocap. when I saw it, right? That I was like, all of that looks like you took a model of somebody who is like, as they're singing and they're doing the thing, because you're like, oh, you're moving your head slightly back and forth like this as you're singing, you're doing this, right? Where it's like, if you're animating, we've watched enough anime of like idols singing and stuff that when they're singing, they get kind of locked off into a thing and they sing in one way into the microphone, and then they might actually change. Like it's grosser movement, right? It's a coarser movement, better to say, that even in CG, the movement tends to be a lot coarser and it's much more noticeable than the tiny little like movements. And I was like, oh, they must have mocapped the hell out of this, or it's the AI being like, well, when I see something, of all the things that I put together, there's always these subtle little movements. And
I mean, in that instance, close up of person singing at a microphone is going to be probably a pretty common, a plentiful thing that they have in their training data.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a pretty common shot, so they probably have a lot of reference for that.
Yeah, it's it was definitely like what, because it's like I'm not picking up on all the other things that might be Gen AI about it, but that was the one thing when I saw it, I'm like, that just looks like it looks like when we watch Hatsune Miku do the holographic singing, right? Mm-hmm. That to me, it's just like you mocapped somebody either in the back doing it, or there is somebody in the back doing this all live, moving around and.
I mean, I have seen the videos of people who do mocaps for
VTubers
and idols and Vocaloid style idols and things as well. Yeah.
And it is like, I'm all dressed up, I have all the things on, and you're gonna look at me do stuff, and they're gonna take all that motion. And I was like, it is, because all the little movements, like all the little things, like I put my hands down at the side for a second, or my hands aren't in the same position quite. Mm-hmm. They're not like, well, we can clean that shit up. And it's like, we're not cleaning any of that up. It has to feel.
No, you don't want it to. You want it to feel like a person is moving.
Yeah, it's what's so endearing about it. And it kind of sucks that it's like, oh, we watched this thing, and all of her movements, everything else is, to me, was indistinguishable from a person moving. I'm like, I don't like how that felt. Kind of just feels to me. Learning that.
Yeah, I've heard about this one too.
Yeah, and so in another piece of AI marketing material, you may have heard about the new Kingdom Hearts collection. That's a re-release collection that's coming out. Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3 collection, which was advertised with this poster. And people started looking, and for one thing, looking over at like Donald here.
The Donald is the big contender because he's supposed to have.
He's got three
he's
fingers.
Supposed to have 4 fingers total.
Oh yeah.
He's got 3 fingers on one hand and 4 fingers on the other hand.
Yeah, and I believe they've cleaned that up now. I think the response was saying that was human error.
So the reason why I said this is sort of an opposite thing is people were like blah blah blah, blah and Square Enix came back being like, no, we just messed up. That was a real, it was made by a real artist. He just screwed up.
Yeah.
Which
it does happen. It's hard to draw hands.
I mean, it's hard to draw hands, but also I think like when you started to look at Donald's hands.
Yeah.
Did you know how many fingers he was supposed to have?
No. Like when you see one with 3 fingers and a thumb, and you see one with 4 fingers and a thumb, and it's like, I actually don't know which one is correct.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the reason why those old cartoon characters had 3 fingers was that people didn't really notice.
Yeah.
And it was one less figure to animate.
Makes sense. It was more the position of the eyes that I was like, you told me AI, and I'm looking at the eyes, and I'm like, the where the pupils are just seemed off to me somehow. But actually the thing that made me think this must be AI was the text at the top. Because the text at the top says collection 2 to I. That's not an I even. That's just a bar.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, you said it was 1 to 3 was the collection, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's just because Kingdom Hearts has bad typography.
Oh, because
it's a square bracket. That's a square bracket. Yeah.
Oh, the square brackets are close to eyes.
This is the same series that has the like 2 over 135 nights and stuff.
No.
Dream drop distance. They just
Jesus.
that's
It's 358 over 2, and Sloop
Oh,
by
3
Rebirth, and
Yeah.
I know all of them.
Those did not seem like square brackets to me from where I was sitting.
I've already seen like some of the comments in the chat that were like, "Well, that's what an art director's for," or "I would have double checked," or like all these things. Let me remind you that they literally printed Okami with a watermark for IGN and sold that.
Yeah.
right. That was like box art.
mistakes and shit like this happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was for the Wii cover.
And we've even done stuff in house where we've done a thing 6 different people have looked at it and been like, yeah, it seems fine, and we put it up, and then minutes later we have to fix a weird typo that no one managed to see. Like, it's just people make mistakes.
Stuff happens.
I do love when I see a watch or a clock that has a Roman numeral 4 that's just 4 eyes. I do like that. It is a very fun kind of like as a variant. I do like seeing that on like wristwatches and stuff. It is cute. Yeah.
Quick update to I mentioned last week that there is a currently a bundle on Itch.io that a bundle of a whole bunch of tons of games.
Okay.
That is for like $10 or something. It's very cheap, and it is going to support the I don't know. It's called the strike fund or the economic need fund for game developers who are
getting laid off
or doing strikes or job actions or whatever.
Okay.
And the so they're doing really well. They had a goal of 200,000. I believe this article says they're at 130, and I believe they're up to 160 now. So yeah, this is to do with the United Video Game Workers Union, the Financial Assistance Fund. So it's a super game industry hardship fund. Super worthwhile cause. A bunch of really cool games in there too. You know, from a purely mercenary point of view,
yes.
It's a lot of cool games in there too. So check it out if you are interested.
When I saw this, I was like, just immediately gripped by cynicism, because I'm like, oh, $200,000 is not going to be enough money to look after everybody who's getting laid off, obviously. And I'm like, I know that must not be the goal here. But the goal is also like, man, if we could just raise, the goal being like, man, if we could just raise $5,000 to give to Child's Play in the course of a weekend, that sounds like a pretty good run, right? And then you raise $22,000, and you're like, huh. I guess we can do better than that. So yeah. I hope they blow their goal away.
And it's like help what you can. And this is sort of for it's not to pay people. It's for just to try to sort of stopgap while other things are going on.
Anybody who's like really hard up and be like, man, I'm actually going to lose my apartment. They're like, well, we can pay for a month of that, or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's doing really well. So that is excellent. There's
okay. I'm up for this. What we got?
Do you want a Assassin's Creed model figure, but it's actually a cat?
Look how cute that is.
I think I want all of my figurines to look like cats. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're actually in luck, because I believe this place. So they are currently. So this is official. Ubisoft Woo style. Anyway, the Mio World Assassin's Creed. So this is currently going as a Kickstarter, which I will say, Foxmar, I think on the mod Slack, linked me to this. And at first, I will say that I was super excited, because I thought this was like a reference to like an in-game skin or something where you get to play as a cat.
Oh, that would also be good.
Apparently not true, which makes me sad. but that could be added at some point.
They can add that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They have a pirate-based game in Cat Quest 3, I think. So
Yes.
you could always play Cat Quest 3 and enjoy a kitty that's a pirate.
So anyway, they're actually doing this as a Kickstarter. So this is like a collaboration with Ubisoft, but this is not a thing that Ubisoft themselves are actually doing. They just are officially licensed. or
But
whatever.
we should have more video games where we get to look like cats.
Although I did find I did I saw this thing, and then I went to see what other projects this company has done, and the other projects they've done is a full line of all the previous Assassin's Creed characters as cats.
So they really know what they're doing.
Yeah, apparently if you want Assassin's Creed characters as cats, these are the people to go to.
That is very much you have found a niche that you wish to fill.
I mean, you say niche,
Yeah.
but when we were in Japan, there were stores we went to where every anime I've ever seen basically had a cat version figurine.
Yeah.
That was clearly by a specific brand.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So I think it's less niche.
mysterious Ezio Noir. Ooh, look at how creepy it is.
But yeah, all I'm seeing here is Assassin's Creed should consider being Assassin's Cats.
Yeah. Yeah, Assassin's Creed as Fire Whiskers put out. I'm like, that's good too.
People can mod these games, right?
This is also apparently based on a Maine Coon cat, which adds additional levels of cuteness.
An orange Maine Coon, which is not a common
Yeah.
colorway for Maine Coons, but
I do like this design concept. Edward James Kenway, Maine Coon cat.
which cat is it this time?
Put them together.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is in no way endorsing this, but it's cute and funny.
We did just tell you to go spend a lot of money on Itch.io so you can support game devs out of work, but also you can put money into.
Look, sometimes we're just trying to claw for some positive
Yeah.
news.
And finally, a devastating scandal that is prepared to rock the world of video game reviews.
I love hot goss.
Did you know gaming dropped the T that the highest rated game ever on Metacritic, i.e. Legend of Zelda
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time,
Yes.
which has 99 on Metacritic,
Okay.
is a fraud.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The reviews, going back into the reviews, and so Do You Know Gaming did this whole analysis and going back into the reviews, because of course most of the reviews of Ocarina of Time came out before Metacritic existed.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So they went back
Oh.
into but
Okay.
they have a system. They go back into the historical reviews and stuff. But it found that the methodology they used going back into these historical reviews was kind of suspect. For instance, like they would because Metacritic
If GamePro gave it a 5 out of 5, they're like, well, that's 100%, clearly.
right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because Metacritic normalizes everything out of 10.
Yeah.
And so apparently sometimes when it was a glowing review but didn't actually have like a number associated with it, they were like, well, that's like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Clearly.
So
We don't have to do that. We could just leave those reviews without numbers.
yeah.
by combining all of these things and doing a in-depth analysis of all these, they realized that 99 is totally incorrect. In fact, it should have 98 on Metacritic.
Well, so who now
Scandal.
who now has taken the lead as the best video game ever made?
Well, now it's tied with like 5 other games.
Oh,
Oh, what are
right.
they?
Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and 2 other Zelda games.
Yeah. You're saying a single percentage point doesn't sound controversial, but this will knock Ocarina down to a more competitive place, tying it with Grand Theft Auto 4, Super Mario Galaxy 2,
Okay.
and Soul Calibur.
What the fuck?
All right. Sure.
Why? You don't like Super Mario Galaxy 2?
That, and
Beach
then also
hasn't played
Soul
it.
Calibur on top of it, and I'm like, it's so funny to me how all of those scores are of their specific time and place. Like, they really are of, like, Super Mario Odyssey, I think is far and away would win out in a contest with 3D Mario games. I think that it really would be like, this is kind of the pinnacle of the achievement, right? And so it's like, right, but Mario Galaxy 2 was probably so impressive at the time and for everything it could do, and it probably occupied a space. It's kind of like when the Game Awards, it's like, did your game come out the right time to be able to qualify to win Best of, or did you skip it by a year so you don't have to fight against fucking Elden Ring?
Right,
like that kind of thing.
It's not what game is currently the best,
Or demonstrably,
it's what game was the best when it came out.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, you can't, and so, Ocarina of Time, great game,
Yep.
best game ever made.
Well, no, because Majora's Mask is clearly better.
I do think that, yes. And I do think GTA 4 is a very funny, that it's like, GTA 4 got them. Like, I believe entirely that would have had amazing reviews for the era in which it came out. That it would have just been like, people would have lost their shit over GTA 4. And I've never played it. But it's like, makes sense to me that would have happened.
So, anyway, I thought that was kind of fun. Although, this does expose, apparently, like, so, I mean, there's this sort of methodology, but apparently, and I think in the modern sort of, in contemporary or current times, they've lessened this somewhat, but I believe that has been like a ongoing annoyance people have with Metacritic, that they do sort of normalize everything down to 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And a lot of like, for instance, reviews, people don't want to have like more sort of criticism reviews, like things that are just talking about a game.
Right.
Don't necessarily want to end with whatever 5 out of 5.
Yes.
5 out of 4 stuff. But it's like either you give it that score, or you give Metacritic something to lock into, or you're sort of left off Metacritic, and so like nobody sees your review. And so it's like being beholden to that silly number.
Okay, so for those of you watching later on YouTube, you have many topics that you could comment on. What is the best game of all time? You don't have to listen to Metacritic. I'm asking you.
That's true.
What is the worst company of all time? And what's the video game where we should be cats?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a video game where we shouldn't all be cats?
Probably some sort of dog game.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I can't name a single dog game. Dog Police?
Is that a game? I don't know. Nintendogs?
They made Nintendo Cats, so they realized...
No, it was Nintendogs plus cats, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Or
yeah.
was cats separate?
No, they made Dogs plus Cats when the Cats thing came out.
didn't work as well as the dogs because you couldn't do as much with them.
What was that?
because they don't really like want to play in the same way, but yeah.
What was that game? I played it on stream where
Friendly Dog.
where you take pictures of cute dogs. It's like photography or it was
Paparazzi?
paparazzi. That was it. It was like some pun.
There's got to be a pun in there.
Paparazzi. I think that's what it was. Yeah, paparazzi. It was pretty fun actually. Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. That's all the news that I want to talk about today. If you haven't seen this week's episode of ChillPoint, you should go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/LRRVG. It's the video game channel, and you will be able to check out the latest episode of ChillPoint, as well as many, 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 many other episodes. And in fact, you become a member of that channel, and you will get your name in the credits of the episode of ChillPoint, which is pretty cool. And of course, you'll be supporting us. You can also support us at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, or you can buy things from the store.loadingreadyrun.com. Put things onto your body, or beside your body, or around your body.
Nearby.
Buy a thing, and it will become nearer, closer to you through the mystery of the post office. But thanks everybody for joining us, and we will talk to all y'all later. Bye.